everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Sauce with Kenzie Taylor. Today, my guest is Mr. Ryan Mclane. Hello, Ryan.
That's my intro?
Yeah.
Just my name?
The amazing, the incredible, the handsome, tan, tall, athletically built. What's gonna say, what's the blow up doll again? What does the thing say? What?
All night reps.
All night. Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice that. And I sent to my buddy, like, can you believe this? And he goes, did you write the all night reps part? I was like, what? I looked at it.
So tell everyone that doesn't know, Ryan, just introduce yourself quickly and let them know what do you do and how awesome I am. And
really awesome. I'm not that awesome. I'm here. It's not like
You're pretty funny.
No, actually, I noticed that you have a lot of the male performers you've had on are all like top guys. So thank you for yeah, like it's a good thing.
I was like,
I know.
I guess
this is a filler episode.
No, to be honest,
go ahead.
everyone doesn't know unless they're on set with us, but Ryan and I talk shit to one another, and that's like our love language. Mm-hmm. And then like when we work together, it's very passionate, and then afterwards we're like, fuck you, you fat piece of shit.
Is that why are you laughing? I thought that was the real.
Yeah,
that was the. You know how hot it is today? Remember that scene we did when it was like for Shelby?
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
That was like 105.
It was one of the hottest.
And that high rise, so it was even hotter.
Yeah, it was like a loft.
And then the window, it was just the entire wall was a window.
We were, yeah.
Oh god.
We didn't cut like really. We cut like because we were gonna pass out, but like it was
water one time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why a lot of people are against cutting. I never understand that. I'm like, I get it, you don't want to mess up the chemistry, but if someone needs to cut because they need water, they have to pee, maybe they need some lube, or maybe they just want to get their edge, or whatever. Like
one of the things I learned as like a veteran performer is when I was new, and you have like wood issues, right? Mm-hmm. And especially like you're working with like Kenzie, and you're like.
He's like, oh god, I gotta make sure I don't jerk off for like 2 weeks, so I'm really turned on.
Right, just like super horny, right? Like put yourself as desperate as possible. No, but
I walk in.
I'm like, wow, it's a girl, kind of. But when I was new and like you would have wood issues where you start to go down, like I would immediately be like, just start jerking my dick, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're like, you have to get, and now if like something happens where I'm uncomfortable in a position, or the girl pisses me off, or it's too hot, or the director like anything.
Well, how's the girl piss you off?
Anyway.
Wait, I'm gonna rewind really quick. He didn't introduce himself, but his name is Ryan Mclane.
Yes.
He is a model. He's an actor in our business.
Yeah.
I believe you're an entrepreneur as well, because you do some graphic design stuff.
I do clothing. And I'm working on my whole brand release, but I don't have, you know how it is. Like I don't have enough, it would already be launched, but I don't have enough time. Like I'm too.
I get it. I'm working on some shit right now, and I just had a meeting yesterday about it. And originally it was supposed to be like, okay, 2 to 3 weeks. Now they're like, all right, 6 to 7. I'm like, you guys,
right?
This is pissing me off.
Right.
Like, let's go. But
right.
I don't know if that's like the addict in me, or if that's just how I am in general wired, but I'm like, let's fucking go. Like,
I mean,
no
with
matter what.
me, it's I like create, and you can't, like any creative knows this. Like you can't be like, oh, I shoot Tuesday, Wednesday, I have an off day Thursday, create Friday, or shoot Friday. I'll create on Thursday. It's like that's not how.
You're like,
like you can't be like, okay, I need to. Well, yeah, but you can't even like sit down and like create something.
Yeah.
In an hour.
Yeah, that's not the
like
creative
you could
process.
Go. That's not. Yeah, that's not how it works. So it
just comes to you, or you just get in those modes of like.
I find what happens is you what comes to you, like the idea, the concept, whatever it is, which is photo shoot, clothing, anything, is like the chunk of it comes to you like really quickly.
Yeah.
And then you spend weeks or months, whatever time period is, like refining it, right? So like the big part of it, not even the concept, but like the majority of it comes to you like really quickly, like on Thursday night, and you just all of a sudden it hits you. This is what I need to do. But then taking that and like making it, fine tuning it takes forever.
Well, and also it's, if you're using, you know, your brand as Ryan Mclane or anything like that to go ahead and promote this project you're working on, you're putting your name and your stamp on it. So you want to make sure it's, I mean, 100% on all aspects of it.
Yeah, it's just, with me, I have like a problem.
Are you a perfectionist? Because I am too.
You know what? I am, and it's a horrible thing. I'm trying to get over it. It's a
Yep.
really, like, people associate being a perfectionist with like, it's like a quality trait, and it's not.
No, it's terrible.
Not. It's like I remember a roommate who was very successful in the business. He told me once, he's like, you just got to do it. You just got to go. You got to go.
Was it Nick Manning?
No. Nick Manning. Have you ever heard him talk?
I've listened to a few interviews of his, and obviously everybody knows the dropping loads and all that.
Yeah,
jazz.
but that's his catchphrase. Like just Nick Manning in general. Like,
Yeah,
that
it's very
is
extreme.
that is a 90s porn. That's a porn star.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
porn. That is like when people think of like a porn, like it's like Nick Manning's persona.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what it is. He.
For some reason, I thought he was your roommate. Someone else was.
No, but the point being is, my roommate said, you know, you can't wait, and I'm really trying to. You can't wait for things to be good, like to be perfect. Like, you have to just go. You know, like I was seeing this thing the other day. It was like, done is better than perfect. Right. So
That's true.
But it is difficult to throw something out there that's, you know, is not as good as it could be if you put another month into it. It's difficult.
Yeah. So currently I'm kind of dealing with the perfectionism right now, and I've been, you know, trying to be an acceptance of like, it is what it is, and not having expectations. So I don't have expectations of others or things. I have expectations of myself, which is even harder.
Yeah.
But I'm currently working on, so I have lube, intimate oils, candles. I have a bunch of different things, but it's all going to be underneath the same name that I've created, which I'm not saying yet because that'll be released soon. But it literally is all from my own brain, and I have an entire team behind me, and I'm meeting with them. Like yesterday I met with them, and I met the scientists at the lab, and I took a tour of the lab, and I'm going through the ingredients of everything, and it's all from me, and there's like a lot of pressure on me because of that. Because like I said too, you know, we're putting our brand names on there, so it's like even says on the name of the thing, that it says by Kenzie Taylor. So it makes me even more like nervous, but excited, but also just a lot of pressure of like, man, I really want this to be really good. Especially, I don't know about you, but with lubes, it's I've never, other than maybe the Peugeot or however you say it, other than that one, I've never found a lube where I'm like, I love this so much. And with what we do, you know, I think it would be awesome to create a lube that everyone really likes, and it's not like sticky, it doesn't ball up, and it's, the consistency's good, the taste isn't bad for us.
I feel like that's way more of a woman's thing.
Yeah.
Because I have a lube preference.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, like, you can throw me anything as long as it's not water-based, because I hate water-based. Because it's funny, because if you don't know this, if you're like, if you're not sexually knowledgeable, not that it's like a huge inside secret, but like when I didn't know anything, right? And they were like, well, what do you want, water-based or silicone? And I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't want sticky stuff, so like, give me the water.
And it's
the opposite.
Yeah.
The water's the stuff you don't want.
I love silicone. I've tried some hybrid ones that weren't bad, but for the most part, silicone.
But I think that's good that you're doing it, because I feel like that's way more of a woman's.
I'm an expert here. It's an expertise.
Yeah, but you also know, like, I feel like the lube affects the woman more than the guy.
Yeah. Well, you know, not all, because I do have a lot of friends that are gay as well. Okay. And, you know, they've all told me, like, when they're doing anal and stuff with their partners.
Well, yeah, but that's still, I mean, when I say the woman more than the guy, I mean, like, between a man and a woman sex. Like, it's,
but
you can throw me anything.
There's men that appreciate good lube as well.
Of course.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. non-binary or
if something's going
whatever.
in you,
Exactly.
you're affected more by what's on it.
Yeah, you've got the friction going on, but you just want
Like
it to
when
have
you're
that
on a
good
porn set,
slide.
a boy-girl scene,
yeah.
and the director's, somebody asks for lube.
Yeah.
Usually the guy doesn't go. It's the girl that says, "Wait, what is it?"
Yeah.
Usually.
Or there's ones that are like, I can only have coconut oil.
There was a phase. It's rare. Like that was a phase. It hasn't popped up very much recently. But that was a huge phase. It
What
was
about
all
the-
coconut.
There
Everything
was
was coconut.
one too.
I
that was
don't.
like
I'm not against the
sunflower-
coconut.
Sunflower seed oil or
Yeah.
something, and I was like, this is interesting.
That's not even real.
Yeah.
It's a scam.
Well, that's like almond milk. Like you can't milk an almond. Like what? I never understand that. I don't understand it.
Derek Pierce doesn't eat almonds.
Really?
Yeah, because they're bad.
Derek, how
because
dare
what it takes to grow an almond is like vicious.
I
It's
heard the
very
same thing
bad.
with avocados though, and they're so good for you.
Yeah, but that's the deal. Is I think that almonds and avocados are very good for you. So I think we just need to, kind of, just not have as many people.
Well, since they just did the new abortion thing, there's going to be a lot more people because there's going to be tons of children being brought into the world that, people necessarily don't want.
Is there an
brought into the
abortion
world.
thing? I quit Twitter.
It's I haven't been on it as much just because it's insane, and I feel like with that and with the politics stuff, every person has their own opinion, and then if you disagree with their opinion or something, it's an issue, and then everyone goes against one another, and then it turns into this whole let's cancel this person, and then things get twisted around, and I'm like, I'm off Twitter, bye. I can't deal. Here's my
that's why I don't
ass.
have friends.
I'm getting off for the day. The next day, here's my vagina. I'm getting
Yeah,
off for the day.
I drop my link
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I get out.
Yeah. I'm like
I don't. But it was funny because I was on set. Because I really genuinely did quit Twitter. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm never.
you deleted the app.
I deleted the app. I don't I follow people, but I don't see I don't check my timeline.
Yeah.
Right. I check mentions so that I retweet company links, and then I drop my OnlyFans link and get out. Like I don't. But so I genuinely don't see it.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how much and I don't watch TV. I don't have a TV.
Yeah.
Why
don't you have a TV, Ryan?
I don't do any
Why don't you have a TV at your house?
in my house because I live in my car. I live out of my car.
Ryan drives an antique Jeep. What year is your Jeep?
It's a 2000
It's
Jeep. It's a 2000 Jeep Wrangler Sahara.
It looks like a
6-cylinder.
98.
It's very old.
It's
very so
she's beaten. She is beaten.
475 Jeep. If you are listening,
you're the best. I love Jeeps.
I could use some help.
I could use a sponsor. Jeep, help us out here.
No. So 475,000 miles.
It's crazy.
But it's literally falling apart. Like the other day, I went to go take the sun visor down, and it just snapped in my hand. Like the inside, so the inside where the old Jeeps where, park in that console in the middle.
Yeah.
So I go to put it in reverse, and it nicked like that. So I just went to go. I'm very clean with it, even though it's old.
Yeah. You take care
and
of your
the entire thing just went in, like it just fell in. Like it is literally falling apart. Like I'm not joking.
What was your reaction like when that happened? Were you like, "Fuck"?
No, I'm very calm with things. So like
you're just like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah, I was trying to fix it, because I was trying to trying to fix, but
She's had it.
Cars. I think about that, the show, Comedians on Cars with Getting Coffee with Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Because they do classic cars, and so you're thinking, okay,
I like that show.
They're doing classic cars. They're getting it's Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
They're putting whatever car they're getting into. They have put the most effort into making it run for the day as possible, and even they will have those cars will break down.
But they're immaculate, and
but
you would think they're new.
Yeah, you can't when a car gets a certain age. Like there's nothing you can do. Like it's not like replace the engine. Did it?
Replace every single day. I've done it. I can't do anything.
But I do live in it.
Is there a reason why you will not get a brand new Jeep?
Because they're shit. They always break down.
They're actually not.
I mean, I know.
One. It's great, and the AC's.
Oh yeah, I don't have AC.
So
either.
good. I don't know how. It's like 100.
Do you know what? I don't. So to live in it, I had to take the passenger seat out.
Yeah, didn't you put like
So I built it up. So it's actually really cozy.
Yeah.
But anytime a girl or like wants like, oh, can you take me home or can you? I'm like,
you got to ride on the roof, baby. Sorry.
No, but like I'm just like honest because I'm like, there's no seat. She's like, what do you mean there's no seat? I'm like, there's no seat. Like there's only a seat for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
you gotta lay on my bed.
At first they're very confused by the idea of just a 1-seat car.
Yeah.
And then they get in it and they're laying down and it's like really like I had one girl, she's like, this is the best Uber ever, right? Because you're just like laying down in like a bed.
She's laying down on her phone.
It's not safe because you're not buckled up.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so if someone dies in a car accident with you, you're just gonna be like, oh, R.I.P.
I had one girl, she was like, I was like, you know what? I won't buckle up that way. She goes, no buckle. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I buckled.
You're like, you're going down, not me.
No, I mean, listen, it's got 475,000 miles. I'm not going fast.
Yeah.
Like.
So what do you drive on the highway? Are you a slow person all the way in the furthest lane?
I'm not a slow person. Like when I get a rental car, I'm going fast.
Oh
like,
yeah.
This
isn't mine.
No, but like
it.
it's a good thing that I have the Jeep. It keeps me in check because I definitely like to drive really fast.
What do you when you get a rental car? Do you like go all out and get like a sports car, or do you just get a normal?
No, I get whatever has the best gas mileage.
Yeah.
Because I don't like spending. But I will say I really like drive-in theaters. And there's a drive-in theater in between LA and Vegas in Barstow. Mm-hmm. It's like a classic drive-in theater. It's not like these bullshit new drive-in theaters where they have the inflatable screen.
Yeah,
it's not a fucking
drive-in.
Like
a legit
this
one.
Is like a legit old school drive-in.
Yeah.
And so I did rent a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
For that, like and I told the guy
cool.
I was like I wanted the doors off and the top off and all that stuff. So I just rented a Jeep.
That's cool. You just rented it and they took it all off for you?
Yeah, they were really great about it.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's a Turo.
Turo. Okay.
Have you used Turo?
Yeah, I've never used it. I'm banned from it. It's
Are you
weird.
Really?
Yeah, because
That's
I
a good
accidentally
side hustle, by the way.
I accidentally uploaded my expired ID, and I tried to upload my new one, and it basically said that I was a fraudulent user.
Human.
Yeah, and I was like, "It's me." I was like, "It's me, Mario." I swear it's me. And then I tried calling customer service, but there's no customer service to call. It's really strange.
So the biggest problem with Turo is, like I rented one Jeep because the picture of the top and the doors were off.
Yeah.
And I was actually gonna do a photo shoot with it at the drive-in, and so I said to the person, "You can't contact the person you're gonna rent it from before you rent it." So you have to rent it, money paid, everything, and then you can contact them.
That sucks.
So like I contacted them. I was like, hey, just so you know, I need the top and the doors off. And they were like, yeah, no, we don't do that. And I said, well, I need to cancel this then. So I cancel. But that's the one problem is you can't contact people.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
But it's very, it's Airbnb for cars.
It reminds me of, have you ever used Peerspace?
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
been using that for photo shoots.
Yeah.
There was this one location that I booked, and it was great and everything. But a lot of the areas on the site in the photos were not there when I got there in person.
Right.
And the manager of the place, I talked to him on the phone after, and he was like, "Oh, well, you should have asked if we had that." I'm like, well, it's advertised on the photos, so I just kind of figured that it was there. And he goes, yeah, that hasn't been here in a year. I'm like,
that's not even this place.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you advertising these photos then? Yeah. False advertisement.
That's like when I was booked with you the first time, and I'm like, you show up, and I was like, oh. Well.
You're like, ew, who is that?
I told you the thing that my Indiana came out right there. Did you get that thing? Yeah. I've lived here for 20 fucking years. It never goes away.
Yeah. No, I know.
It never goes away.
There's certain words that I say, like with the Michigan accent, and people are like, "Are you from Canada?" I'm like, "No."
Did I tell you why I like working with you?
Because like I'm so cool. I don't know.
No.
Why? Why is it? I'm waiting. What's the reason?
Well, I do like you as a person.
Yes.
I do like you as a person.
You're all right.
But you actually look like the first girl I ever fell in love with that I was in love with for like 12 years of my life.
Really?
Yeah, you have
what
the
was
same
her name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. If you
She's
see
not
this.
watching. She's not watching.
But shout out to Liquid Death, though.
Yeah.
It's like come on, Liquid Death. Sponsor
No,
me.
but we never had sex.
Really?
No.
How long were you together?
We weren't together.
Oh.
She was my best friend. It was pathetic. It was a pathetic time in my life.
Okay.
It was.
You guys were best friends. You fell in love with your best friend. Did you tell her?
Well, I
and
was in
she
love with her like immediately. I mean, she was hot. She looked like
Yeah.
you. I mean, come on. I mean, right? Yeah.
Thanks. I'm so weird with accepting compliments. I'm trying to get better with it.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, if you love somebody for like 10, you're in love with somebody for like 10 years, but you never had sex with that person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I told her like I'm very open. Like I don't
Yeah.
hide. I'm not like I'll never. I wish she knew. Like,
Yeah.
No, I fucking it was but yeah. So but then like you have that fantasy, right? Like about that person. Because
when you work with me, you're like, you're Chelsea for the day.
no,
bitch.
not now. Now you're you. But like but yeah, it was
At first, it was alluring.
At first it was because it was like it was like kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, awesome. I'm glad I could be your Chelsea.
Did I not tell you that?
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, not now because
Yeah.
your look is new.
Yeah.
No, your
Yeah.
look is way different now.
Oh yeah,
Your look is way different.
my boyish charm.
Your look is. I like your look though. It looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. It takes 3 minutes to style my hair. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And the hair extensions aren't there anymore, so I can scrub my head.
Yeah.
Oh, that
The
was
girl
terrible
today that I
before.
worked with was messing with my hair the entire scene,
Really?
and all I could think was, "Can you please stop fucking messing with my hair?"
Oh yeah, rewinding back to a girl pissing you off. What does it take to piss you off during a scene?
One girl. I don't want to say it's easy,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I've never seen you pissed off.
I was so pissed off one time on set. I was new. Like, I was, like, pretty new.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, 3 years in.
Yeah.
I've done this for, like, a while.
Yeah. How long? How many years?
I started, I did a first couple things, like, in 2009, maybe.
Yeah.
But then I really started in, like, 10, 11. So,
Does
like,
it make
over
you
10
feel
years.
old that I graduated high school in 2008?
What makes me feel old? You know what I once said? I was like, I'm fucking girls who didn't grow up with glowworms.
Oh, wow.
You don't even know what a glowworm is.
A glowworm?
Yeah.
Is that the things that you put in the jar?
No.
Oh.
No, it's like a little.
What is it?
It's like a little plastic. Well, they had a doll,
Yeah.
right? Like a glowworm doll.
Okay.
And the face so the whole doll is fabric, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like a worm, like boop boop boop, like boop boop boop, right? Like
Yeah.
little body parts,
That
right?
sounds really strange.
And then the face
Uh-huh.
was plastic, and it would light up. So it would be like having like a doll that was like a nightlight, and the face was really adorable, like really cute, and it had a little like nightcap, like it was like a little like. It was I loved my glowworm.
My little nightcap glowworm.
I loved my
So-
glowworm. But then they also had like little glowworms
Yeah.
that like did different things. Like one was like a bookworm, and the other one's like a little fire. You know.
Did you get the whole collection of the
I didn't have the whole
worms?
collection, but I had like I loved my glowworms.
That's so cute.
And like they were
I gotta see a picture of this when we're
yeah,
done. You
yeah.
gotta show me.
Yeah, so
I had a Dress Me Ernie. That was my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was Ernie, and he had this outfit, and it was like reversible, and like I took him everywhere with me.
Right.
And I remember one time, we went to Pizza Hut. That was like the big
Yeah.
thing when I was
Yeah,
younger.
absolutely.
Going to Pizza Hut. So I went to Pizza Hut, and I guess I left it in the booth. And I lost my shit on the ride home, and my mom like instantly turned around and ran back in.
that's no
My
joke.
daughter left her Dress Me Ernie. I'm like freaking out.
I feel like when that happens, like everybody in the Pizza Hut is also like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
If
they
you said like
all
you
looked
lost your
for it.
wallet, they're like, "Well, you know, that's on you." Like
Yeah.
like losing like a doll for a
Yeah.
kid is like a big. That's more important.
She found it. She
That's like-
came running out to the car with Ernie, and I was like throwing a party in the back seat.
Like dogs and kids' toys are more
Yeah.
important than like adult
Life.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's way more
They're
important.
that Dress Me Ernie was more important than my life today. Like that's
Absolutely.
How,
Absolutely.
It was everything.
Yeah, for
Your
sure.
nightcap glowworm was way
Was
more important than
Way
anything
more
you have
important
going
than
on
any-
today.
Significantly. Like significant.
Did you have a name for it?
No, it's just glowworm. It's
It
just
was
your
just-
glowworm. You know, when you're a kid, you
Yeah.
don't think like you're like, what's your
I called him Ern.
what's your dog's name? It's
Dress
like
Me Ernie.
Spot.
Well, my dog's names are Benny and Frankie,
Okay.
but I call Benny Benjamin Buttons.
Did you see The Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
I did. It's a good film.
Yeah, we like films. You and
Yeah.
I.
You are a little more in depth with them, I feel like. Like, you like films that you really have to, like, think about.
Yeah, but I was thinking...
I like ones you have to think about, but, like, not too crazy. Like, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm, like, a deep track person with films. No. I mean, because I like the hits. You know, the hits are the hits for a reason.
The new Top Gun and the new Elvis movie.
That's what I saw at the drive-in, was Maverick.
Phenomenal.
I haven't seen, so I need...
The Elvis movie is, like, seriously amazing.
I need an Elvis movie.
I need
the Elvis movie. I need somebody to cut it for me without Tom Hanks in it, because I fucking hate Tom Hanks.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I don't mind, like, young Tom Hanks,
Wilson!
like Sleepless. Well, I mean, that's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
That movie is... I was talking with Jackie St. James about that film.
Yeah.
And the scene... Because we were talking about, like, things that make, like, scenes in movies that make you cry, like, every time, right?
Yeah.
And the scene when Tom Hanks is standing in the rain in the door next to, like, in front of Helen Hunt, because he came back and he was gone, is like...
You just lose it.
I lose it. I can, if you and I were having this discussion and it wasn't all this, I would have tears in my eyes. Just thinking about that scene. It's, like, so powerful because you can tell they love each other, like, so much. Yeah. And there's nothing like, that scene is so good. Did you
see the movie that always does it for me? One of them is The Fault in Our Stars.
I haven't seen that. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
God, every goddamn time. And I love the lead actor in it, Ansel Elgort.
Yeah,
like, I'm
so
fucking obsessed with him. Like, I want to wear his skin. Oh, God, he's amazing.
Baby Driver is the movie I watch over and over.
Love it.
Is he slow?
So good. Like, I really love that movie. He's great, though. I feel like he's underrated.
He is, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
I think so too.
But I watched Baby Driver over and over because I have a huge thing for clearly it's a huge thing. I can't think of her fucking name. I'm at that point in my life where, like, if somebody's like, I know
Glowworm. I don't know.
I know nobody. Like, I always say, like, if you're like, who's a famous actress? I'm like, Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, like, there are people, like, I don't know who's famous now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who, like, music.
I kind of do, but yeah.
I don't. Like, who is in Baby Driver with Ansel? She just did Pamela Anderson.
I don't know what her name is, but I know the actress.
Lily something, I think.
The actor that played in Mad Men, he's in it.
Yeah.
I like his character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but he's a great actor. I love the show
great.
Mad Men.
He is great. He's great. But yeah, I don't. But yeah, Maverick is.
It was amazing. Like, honestly, I think my favorite shot in the entire movie, like, that's how I know I'm just, like, built to be behind the camera, is everything I look at now when I'm watching a film. I'm like, oh my God, that shot, oh, that lighting, like, the whole time that's what I was doing. But the shot where Tom Cruise is here above and what's his face? Goose's son.
Rooster.
Yes, Rooster. And they're literally like, rah. Badass. Loved that shot.
Good. I was literally, this is how good that film was, is I did that thing that you used to do in films. Like, everything now is it's such a fucking political agenda that you're like, just tell me a story. I don't want this shit shoved down my throat.
Yeah.
You know, and Maverick is old school in the sense that, like, when you used to go to movies, like, you care about the characters, right? So, like, I was watching Maverick, and, you know, if you've not seen Maverick and you, like, stop watching this for a second, because I'm going to say something.
Just fuck it. Whatever. Go watch it.
When they are going and it's on, it's not like the practice, but it's fucking on, and Rooster is, like, falling behind, right? I literally was like out loud because I'm at the driving route. I was like, Rooster. I was like, come on, go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Right? Because you care. Like, you're into it. You care. Yeah. It was good. It was great. Thank you, Tom Cruise. I love your films.
You know what I really love, though, about Tom Cruise is he's one of those actors that is, like, legitimately into his role 100%, and he wants the entire crew, you know, cast to be the same. Right. So for that movie,
I know
they all trained and, like, literally everything in the aircraft carriers and everything.
Well, they all get their license, their pilot's license, their PPL.
It's insane. I was like, that is impressive to me.
Yeah.
But enough about that. What motivates you every day? Like, what inspires you, like, when you wake up every morning? other than the fact that you're alive?
You know, the thing about being alive. So I would never commit suicide, and I've got nothing against people who do that, because I think that takes a lot of courage actually to do that. Like that's not for the weak. Yeah. To like do that. Yeah. But at this point in my life, I'm happy. Like I won't say happy, but like I'm content with the life I've had.
I know you hate California. I know that.
I didn't used to, but yeah, I do. California to me.
Why don't you just move to Florida?
I'm trying.
I'm so happy there.
I'm trying. California to me is like, it's like if you had a group, and a guy was dating a girl who was a bitch. And everybody was like, dude, come on, man. She's a bitch. Like, you got it. And he's like, no, I don't know what you're like. I like her.
Yeah. I'm in love with her. What are you talking about?
What are you guys talking about, right? And he doesn't fucking see it. Yeah. Yeah. And then the past 2 years has made me see what all my friends, like, this is an imaginary scenario, but like, it's basically like that. And then all of a sudden you see her being a bitch and you're like, oh, I get it now. And when you see them being a bitch, like you can't go back. You can't unsee her being a bitch. Yeah, yeah. And that's California. Me is that bitch. California. You know what? Here's what I've always said about California, is that it's like the most beautiful girl you've ever dated that is an absolute cunt.
Your analogies. That's hilarious. It really is beautiful here, but then like there are things that aren't. Like the smog's disgusting. Right. The traffic is disgusting.
Traffic's horrible. The people are not good people.
There's a lot of
like by the way, not weird, Angelinos. Transplants. The transplantalinos are
like
are
LA
people.
Though is in its own little bubble, because I was just in Santa Barbara. Everybody was so nice there. Right. And it was beautiful.
Right. No,
and like
also it's not just LA though, because San Francisco's a fucking nightmare.
I've never been there.
But it's kind of like I had a friend once come here from New York, and they were like, "What the fuck is wrong with everybody here?" Yeah. They said what they said. Their analogy was like everybody. They said like L.A. is like Halloween every day. Like everybody's pretending to be somebody. Yeah. And I was like, that's I like that. That's a very interesting outsider's perspective on Los Angeles, because that's pretty fucking accurate.
It really is. Like I'm from a very, very, very small town in Michigan, and when my parents first came here, like it was a culture shock when I first moved here. Like I literally was like, "What? How old were you? I've never seen anything like this."
How old were you?
25. Yeah, 25.
Why?
Because of
LA,
our industry.
Right. Oh, so you specifically it was for porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, in shock or whatever. But when my parents first came here, they were like, we want to see Hollywood. And my dad had already been like previously one other time, but like a very long time ago when he was like a teenager. So he was like, all right, let's go. Maybe it's, better now or whatever. Right. Literally within 5 minutes of them being on Hollywood Boulevard, a homeless guy pulls his pants down and is shitting on the sidewalk on the Avenue of Stars. And my mom was like, there's a guy shitting over there. I was like, yeah, welcome to Hollywood.
like Pretty Woman, like everybody got a dream, right? What's your dream? Like, I just don't want to be
Hollywood's
shit
so
on.
dirty, like it really is.
There was a stretch. What year did you move here?
2015.
Okay, there was a stretch when they first redid it, right? When they put in the Kodak Theater. And they built that center, and there was a tiny stretch when it was like nice,
and then
it was like wow, it's not, and then it got ruined like really quickly. Like when I say a tiny stretch, I mean it was like 2 years where it was nice. Like it was nice, like it wasn't. And then it I'll never forget. Like one of my favorite all time stories is right in Hollywood. Is So I'm standing there waiting on a buddy to come, because I used to work out at the LA Fitness right in Hollywood. I always thought that was like it's so funny. I hate LA. I'm actually banned from LA Fitness.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Did you like go nuts on someone?
I went nuts on them because I went to go cancel. First off, fuck LA Fitness.
Yeah, it's a shitty gym.
It's the worst gym. Like, don't ever sign up. Don't ever sign up.
We're really selling LA here. You want to move here?
Instantly. But I actually had LA Fitness because it was one of the only gyms that also existed in Indiana. So when I went home for like Christmas, I could still work out. No, but I went to go cancel my membership, and they're like, "You can't do it over the phone." I was like, "You can't." I was like,
so
"Okay,
dumb.
well, can you do it online?" No, you can't do it online. So I said, "Well, I'm not gonna come in. They wanted me to come in, so I finally came in. And right before, like, I had multiple. I'm gonna make this short because it's not worth it to be long.
It's a big long story.
Yeah, but like, so there was an issue of over the phone. Like, it was a bit of it because I was like, well, can you email it to me? I'm talking to the person on the phone. Like, can you email it to me? He goes, no. I was like, well, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't call you at home.
Yeah. What is your position?
He's like,
sir?
I don't have a computer. I'm like, what? Okay. Are you like on the 405 right now? Just like on call for LA Fitness?
Just cruising.
But there's LA Fitness right next to me. So I said, you know what, Ryan? It's not a big deal. Just go in and cancel it. So I calm myself because I'm like, when I walk into LA Fitness, all these people, they don't know the conversation I've just had. They don't know the frustration.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bring my anger from that onto people who don't know about it.
Exactly, yeah.
So I walk in. Hi, yeah, I need to cancel my membership. Okay, so first you need to sign in. Okay. I need to cancel my membership. Oh, well, nobody's available right now. And there were like 3 people just like chilling.
Oh,
doing nothing.
I hate that. You're like, okay.
So basically they were like, nobody could help me. So what I did is I cleared off the desk and hopped on. I was like, okay, I'll just wait here till somebody's available. All of a sudden, like, a lot of people were available.
You hopped up on a desk.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal, but like
not at all. Yeah. The general manager comes out like.
Anyway,
excuse me.
you know what? They canceled it really quickly.
Yeah?
It was really easy to cancel. It really was a do because they did it right there because they were. You know.
I don't understand the not being able to cancel over the phone.
But yeah, fuck LA Fitness. But anyway, back to Hollywood. It's so funny when you're young. Like, you think the dumbest shit is cool. Like, I thought it was cool that like I worked important. At the LA Fitness in Hollywood. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool now. It's like, okay, no, you're not.
I thought I was cool when I was a server at Buffalo Wild Wings. Right. And I would go into the freezer with like the manager and other bartenders and be doing shots. And I wasn't 21 yet.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like, you're like fucking awesome.
And now
so
I'm
cool.
like, loser. Like,
you're not a loser. You're young. When you're young, whatever. Yeah. But I was across the street, right at Grauman's Chinese, was a stormtrooper with his hat off. It's just his head, his normal human head, right? And he was holding his stormtrooper.
He had a normal human head?
Normal human head. Stormtrooper, just smoking a cigarette, talking to a person in a Tweety Bird costume, holding his Tweety Bird head, and they're just smoking. And I'm like, this is only in LA.
Hilarious.
Like, this is these people's jobs.
Why is a grown-ass man dressed like Tweety Bird?
I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I never forgot it. And I don't even have a good memory, and I never forgot that.
That's amazing. I would have been like, sir, keep your Tweety Bird head in your hand. I want a photo with you immediately while you're taking a drag of that cigarette.
You're traumatizing the kids who are needing to be distracted from the dude taking a shit on Halle Berry's star.
Halle Berry's star. Why does it have to be Halle's star?
I don't know. His first name that came out. You want to guess who I had a crush on when I was a teenager?
Can you give me like a clue?
Yeah, she's an actress.
Oh wow, that's great.
She was really popular in like the late 90s. Mid 90s?
Are you going to say Julia Roberts?
No, but that's
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Julia Roberts is my adult. She's my I could watch Julia Roberts do anything.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
No, but she's beautiful.
Yeah.
When I was young, I thought she was a good actress, right?
Yeah.
But like, she wasn't like, when I was young, because I was an idiot, like, not an idiot, but like, if somebody's like, who's hot? I was like, Cindy Crawford, Pamela Anderson, right?
Yeah.
And then as an adult, I thought Julia Roberts was famous because she was a good actress, which she is. She's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah.
But as an adult, like as a grown man, I'm like, oh my God, Julia Roberts is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, not like, oh, she's pretty. Like, no, she is.
She like doesn't age. Though.
She is
it's
like
scary.
Fuck. Like, she would ruin lives. Like, that type of beauty. Anyway, that's Julia Roberts.
So that's your crush?
I would. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say Margot Robbie because we were talking about her.
No, because and I like Margot Robbie as an actress.
Yeah.
And she's obviously very attractive. But Julia Roberts is like when Julia Roberts laughs, like that's God. Like that's God in this world. Like.
For people who don't know, that are watching this, that don't know who Julia Roberts is, they're instantly going to watch Pretty Woman right now and be in love with her too. 'Cause that's one of the greatest
She is
movies.
my favorite is actually I'm the biggest sucker for Notting Hill. I'm a huge sucker for Notting Hill. Notting Hill. It's actually one of the I was in love with a girl, and like I guess we could talk a little bit about adult. Like I don't really want to, but like we could because that's probably what people are listening. But like
well,
like,
the topic for my podcast is anything and everything. So
oh wow,
yeah.
Look at you, so versatile.
Except politics. We're not.
Well, yeah, no,
politics.
we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
But so there's this. So I was in love with a makeup artist, right? And she couldn't handle like my job, which I get. But I felt like this is almost cringe cliche, but I felt like there's this scene because in Notting Hill, Julia Roberts is she's an actual like she plays herself basically. She plays a movie star, and she just falls in love with like a guy who's a completely normal guy.
That's hard to play yourself.
Well, that's how talented she is.
Yeah.
But so she basically falls in love with a normal guy, but she's also kind of like a real like how people in movie stars and famous people like they're kind of like they're flighty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she basically does that to him, and he doesn't know. He thinks like, well, what's she gonna, I mean, this girl doesn't really want. I mean, I'm nobody.
Yeah.
Right? I work at a fucking bookstore.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the thing, like she says to him, like, yes, I am like I'm this world famous actress, and I am on the cover of every magazine, but I am also. I can't even say this to you without you like laughing at me. No, but she says like I am also like just a girl.
Yeah.
Standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her, right? Yeah. And like that's the way I felt about this girl. It's like, yeah, I know my job is like super fucking, but I'm also like just like a guy, and I'm just saying to you, like I want to be with you.
I don't ever understand. I've shared this a million times, but I don't even care. I'll share it a million more. Like I never can comprehend people that are closed-minded that can't comprehend our jobs.
I mean, and
like we're actors, we're paid actors, like I'm not going to set to fall in love with you and me and you are gonna like go off into the sunset and be together forever. Like no, we're actors, we're having a great time, of course. I didn't get into porn because I didn't want to have fun and I didn't want to, you know what I mean?
But like I mean I get where she's coming from, like not being able to handle it. I completely understand that.
Are you a jealous person? Because I feel like
I'm not. Like I'm the type. I'm not. You know what I am is I'm
protective.
No, yeah, but I'm a balanced person. So I'm all about like the scales. So I'm all like.
You sound like a drug dealer. I'm all about the scales. You know.
No, but like I am, like if you whatever you give to me is what I'll give to you. So if you don't give me much. I'm not one of those people who's gonna go above and beyond for people who don't for me. Like I'm not that type of,
philosophical.
Word? No, not philosophical. Like philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
That's what a person is. Like philanthropic.
Do you remember that? It's Always Sunny episode.
No, but it makes me think of Steve Carell in The Office for sure. Philanthropicness.
Yeah.
No.
I have literally watched every episode of The Office a million times, and I still laugh.
But I get where she's coming from, right? Like I get it. So whatever I am, like whatever you give me, I give back to you. That's kind of the way I am. I'm not jealous. I'm just like, if I'm starting to like you and you start to bail, then I'm like, I can bail like real easy. Like I don't get attached because I've had so much pain with the opposite sex.
Yeah. You've never actually been in a relationship, correct? Like a long-term relationship?
I have not, no. Never.
Do you think like the thought of love scares you?
No, not at all. I think I know a few things. I've had not good taste. That's my fault. Yeah. There's reasons I've had.
Fuck you, Chelsea.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I've put my note. You know what Chelsea told me? Like she's like, I don't feel that way about you, right? And I was young. And when you're young, and I was raised with like I was raised in a wealth of love, with a wealth of love. Yeah. From my parents and my sister, and like I was raised, my grandparents, like everybody in my life I was like blessed with like a huge supportive love. Like so I grew up very confident. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So I thought when I met Chelsea when I was 18, 19 years old, and she's like, I don't like you. I'm like, yeah. Don't worry, I'll win you over, right? Like that type. No, but like that type of thing. Yeah. And like if God, that's stupid, because when you're young, you think that, right? Like you learn that lesson the hard way. When somebody's not into you, they're not into you.
Well,
Like, you know, like that's
I never had that, but I did have like my ex that I was with for long term,
Right.
who's extremely crazy, like
Okay.
abusive physically and mentally. But like before all of that had happened, when we were like really in love, I used to think like, oh, you know, I love him so much I can change him.
right.
Like it'll get better. I can
Right.
change
It's the same.
him.
It's the
like
same
the same
idea,
type
same
of
concept.
wishful thinking type
Right.
scenario.
So you just
It's delusion.
it's just well, you're just. I mean, yeah, it is delusion.
Yeah.
But to be fair, to be kinder about it, you're just wrong. You
Yeah.
know, like you're not like
and
that.
also immature too. When we're
Yeah.
younger,
So
you know?
like you, I mean, you fall hard, and you know, I thought so. I mean, I would never blame Chelsea because she was like, I don't like you like that.
Yeah,
She
made it
she didn't
clear,
like string me along.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And I just thought like, and you know, I just you just learn lessons.
Yeah.
There's not like it's not like there's nothing. The girl that I felt like the Julia Roberts thing, like
Yeah.
the, you know, I like you, and
Yeah.
you know, it didn't happen, and that was a lesson I learned in a different way.
Do you
Like,
guys
you know,
like? Did you remain friends, or was it kind of just like
who?
trailed off? The makeup artist.
We still talk
Yeah.
occasionally, but I've never. So I have felt this is crazy, but I told this story to a girl on set the other day because Mike. I was shooting for Mike Quasar,
Yeah.
and I was working with a new girl who's phenomenal named Melissa Stratton. She's gonna be a big. Have you worked with her?
I think she's with Motley.
Yeah.
She's a brunette.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Really cool.
I did meet her
Really
at
cool.
Exotica briefly.
Yeah.
And she was really nice.
And he's like, you should appreciate today. And I was like, you know, I said, yeah, no, I am, Mike, because I've actually felt like love for 3 women, right? Chelsea, the makeup artist, and a third woman.
Yeah.
And this is like just random in life, but like all 3 of them, I dropped them off at the airport,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like a different, and unknowing, like I never saw them again.
Yeah.
Like I never saw them. Like I was expecting to see each one of them like
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
And I never saw either one of them again.
That's so
Which
strange.
is like,
Was it all at LAX?
no, 3 different airports. One was in Portland, PDX, Portland Airport. One was Long Beach Airport, and the third was LAX, which was right before
That's
everything
so
happened.
crazy.
Um,
So if a girl's like, will you take me to the airport? No,
like,
absolutely not.
no, but the point is not that. The
Yeah, yeah,
point,
no,
the
I get
point,
it.
yeah, I know, yeah. But like the point is that because of that, like the blessing from that
Yeah.
is that every interaction I have, girl or guy, like any interaction I have, like even this with you and I, like I appreciate every second of it because I genuinely, like, you know, it's like, oh, you don't know when your last thing with somebody is going to be.
Yeah.
And like for me, I've had a very, very hard lesson with that.
Yeah.
So like every time I hang out with a guy friend or I'm working with a girl, like anything that I'm enjoying when I'm in that person's presence,
Yeah.
I don't think like, oh, where's this going? Or, oh, I hope I get to go out with them again. Like, I'm just like, I'm completely in that moment with
You're
that
just
person.
content and you don't have expectations.
Yeah,
You're
I'm like, I just want to enjoy this moment
is
with
what
you
it
because
is.
I don't know if we'll ever be here
Yeah.
again.
Well,
you know?
I mean, that's
So-
just life in general, you know?
Right.
Like, we never know when we're going to go. Like,
Right.
it's just the reality of it. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't like to talk about death, but we all die. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know when.
No,
But
we don't.
yeah, no, I think that's a very, like, mature, thing about you and not a bad trait to have.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, it's bizarre that happened that way,
Yeah.
but like
It's like a blessing in disguise.
it wasn't. I mean, it was just it. I don't even think. I honestly don't view things as like blessing in disguise. I view things as like they are what they are, and you can learn a lesson from it, or you don't.
Yeah.
So right. So like pick.
Yeah.
Do you want to? And I think that like I was saying the other day about the whole like don't let your narrative like define you.
Yeah.
Right. Like that we all say things about ourselves like I can't believe I lost that job. I can't believe my
Yeah.
wife left me. I can't believe. And when we talk to people, what the first thing we bring up is that narrative that we've built of like who we are.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't let that. You can't say, you have to just be like, okay, that happened then. That doesn't mean that that's who I am.
Exactly. A lot of people let that deter them from getting further in life to different places, to
Absolutely.
a different job, to a different relationship, to a new home, a new place, whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean? A new
Right.
place in life elsewhere, like new friends,
Yeah.
whatever. Like it definitely, I believe that definitely deters them for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
So.
that We're very blessed to have a good head on our shoulders, somewhat.
I don't know, but you know what? Like, I think I've got a lot of things pretty figured out.
Yeah.
But, you know, I thought that when I was 20. I thought that when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, you thought Bad Boys was a good movie. You know, like, what
It's funny. Would you
like, I love Will Smith, and that Martin Lewis is funny as fuck, but Bad Boys is like not a good movie. Like, and I thought it was like good. Like, if somebody's like, "What's the best movie ever?" I'm like, oh, maybe Bad Boys.
Yeah.
It's like, you're 18.
I was like Fast and the Furious. I don't know.
Right.
Like Family's Life.
Right. Yeah. Like,
Vin Diesel is everything. Like, seriously, now I'm like, don't watch any of the Fast and Furious movies. Like, they're on Fast and the Furious like 17 now, and I'm like, why?
I don't know, but the first handful are good. You know what I love that's in that same, it's not as ridiculous, but like I will watch it.
Mission Impossible, because there's a new one coming.
Mission Impossible.
It's like it's 2 parts.
Is there?
I just seen the preview for it when I seen Elvis the other day. Yeah. It actually looked pretty good, but I was like, this is a little ridiculous.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Not bad.
Nicolas Cage is like, you know, that's the only thing any male performer that I was like, the only thing that's ever happened that I was like, I'm a little jealous of that from any other male performer is it was a person was shooting in Vegas, and he was like, I just rode in the elevator with Nicolas Cage in a casino in Vegas. And like just him and Cage in the elevator, which is like the only way. Like, I would never like want to meet Cage.
Yeah. Would you be like, hey,
but I would want
what's
like,
up?
no, like I would just want to like randomly be in a Vegas elevator. Like, you ever see like Snake Eyes?
What?
Nick Cage, like everything is bizarrely awesome.
I've seen weird like pillows.
Have
and
you
stuff
seen The
with
Rock?
him on it.
God, you have so many. The Rock with Cage and Sean Connery.
Yes.
And he's like a scientist, but he's paired with Cage. Like, the 90s had the most ridiculous, like broken.
I don't know a lot of the names of films.
Face Off.
Yes.
Cage and Travolta, where they switch faces. Like,
dude, I used to think Travolta was like the greatest ever.
You know who my sister liked, and I never forget it because it's like so random. Is she kind of liked Christian Slater?
Ooh.
No, he's like fucking Mr. Robot. Come on.
It's okay.
I'm not saying he's like attractive. I'm saying like it's not like. Christian Slater has a very unique voice.
Yes, he does. Yes. Well, that's like Morgan Freeman.
Do you ever think? Well, do you ever? Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you ever think about, like, because you've done a lot of porn and I've done a lot of porn.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like, oh, who has watched my porn? Because everybody watches porn, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever think like, oh, I wonder if like
so-and-so has
so-and-so is like
I did one time wonder that because I don't pay attention to like numbers of like following or views and all that shit.
Right.
But someone said something to me about it and I was like,
said something to you about what?
My Pornhub has like, I think it was like 85 million or something
like
at the time. It was like it was crazy like at the time, and views, and I was just like, oh, I don't know, like I don't go and search myself on Pornhub. Like I don't do that. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But I went and looked at it, and in my mind I was just like, man, who is looking at this? That's a lot of people.
I mean, it's
around
not,
the world.
That's so. I was once at Grumman Chinese with my mom. Mm-hmm. And so I design clothing, right?
Yeah.
And I've designed clothing for a couple of famous athletes. Okay.
That's awesome.
So I was wearing one of the pieces that I had designed because I have like extras because I always like have to like make sure it works before I send it.
Yeah.
I was wearing one of them, and I'm in line at Grandma's Chinese, and this guy behind me is like, hey, like, I'm a big fan of your work. And I was so happy because I thought he meant like my clothing. Like, that's where my mind went. Was like my clothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to be disrespectful. Like, I can tell you, you're the mom, but like, you're very good at what you do. And I was like, oh, porn.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It's not that I was like disappointed.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, the other. Okay, all right.
The thing that weirds me out is like, to this point now, I'm just like it's cool or whatever.
Yeah, it's
like,
whatever,
I'm very
yeah.
grateful, obviously, for fans and everything. Like, that's what, you know what I mean?
It's such a, you know what though, I have to
But
interrupt you. It's such a
yeah.
fucking weird thing.
I know.
Because like, it's not like, oh man, Kurt Gibson, I love you so much, man. When you
No,
hit
I
that home
know.
run,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
the thing.
when I watch you, you make me come. So it's like, that's a weird fucking thing to
That's
be a fan
the thing
for.
that I was gonna say is like,
Yeah.
it's when I first started going to like conventions or like, you know, Exotica or AVN, and you know, people waiting in these lines to talk
Right.
to me, and I'm just like, why?
It's like, why? Because you jerk off to me?
Yeah. And then like some of them know like particular like scenes that I don't even like recall.
Well,
you know, they'll be like, you know, this one thing, and you were wearing the blue dress and your hair was up and it was
No, but it is
and
true
I'm
because
like,
I mean, I
what?
will say like every person has like I have like my scenes, not my scenes, but like
Yeah.
there are scenes.
Yeah.
Shout out Crystal Knight, huge fan. But like there are certain ones that like always do it for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like I get that, but what's funny is what we do that like Tom Cruise is filming Mission Impossible. He knows it's fucking Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
what I shot today, I have no idea. I honestly don't even know what company it was for today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like they're like, oh, I loved fucking I don't know, Smurfs fuck number 5, and you're like, I don't. They're like, you know, and you're like, no, I don't know. We don't know the names of the
Yeah,
title
yeah.
of the stuff when we're filming it. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, who did I work with?
Yeah. I only remember like the feature things. You know what I
Even
mean?
then, even
yeah.
then.
The ones that I like. The ones that I
You know
like.
what I miss doing?
What?
I used to do the Cinemax softcore Showtime movies.
You're like the second person that told me that they miss doing that.
I loved that.
Did you do the co-ed thing? Co-ed confidentials or whatever?
I didn't do Co-ed
Seth used to do that,
Yeah.
and Misty, and
Yeah, I would do even
pretty
like I
cool.
did like because some of them were like normal actors too.
yeah.
And I remember one of the directors, really cool guy, like the type of guy where you're like, oh, you know what? When I get older, like you know, if I end up like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right, like that type
Yeah.
of vibe.
yeah.
And
He's cool.
yeah, he's a cool guy, right? And he was like, it was funny because we would talk. Cause he'd be like, you know, I think we got a good one, right? Because I mean, they shoot some of the scripts are bad, and some are actually good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there was one. He's like, I think we got a good one, and he was telling me, he goes, I love you, porn guys, because he goes, when we have a mainstream actor and a mainstream actress, and we have to do the fake, because the sex is all fake.
Yeah.
You have to wear like all that, you know.
Do you wear a sock?
You wear like
under?
so you used to, when you first started, they would give you like pantyhose. And then you put that around, and it's funny because like
a big long pantyhose.
yes,
How
or
the
it
hell's
or
that
the
work out?
or they cut like a short one, right? Like they'll cut
yeah.
it short.
Yeah.
But then actually somebody invented like a small thing because I did like
Yeah.
some. It doesn't matter, but like yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have that, and then but then also if it's a mainstream actress, like if it's you, you'll have nothing, right? But if it's a mainstream actress, she's also wearing like a patch,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you're just basically, you know,
Dry humping.
dry humping.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
but he said to me, he's like, you porn guys, like, you know what to do. He goes, when we have to choreograph, because it's not like a porn scene where it's like,
Yeah.
Ryan, Kinsey, go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like they need everything. Okay, then
Yeah.
everybody, the whole team is talking. What are we gonna do? But a porn guy is like basically leading it, right?
Yeah.
But when you don't have a porn performer and it's a real mainstream actor, like they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
To be honest with you, though, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way it's shot or edited, but when they do softcore on mainstream films, it looks fucking phenomenal. Like I
Well,
feel like
it looks-
it's way better than
No,
what
it
we
does.
do.
Well, I'll tell you why it looks good.
I think it's because they piece it together in certain ways, and
it's
the
because
angles and
it's because everything mainstream
30
does.
seconds.
Everything mainstream does takes forever, right? So
Yeah.
like we shot, like I was on set for Quasar today, and he shot like 3 scenes in
Yeah.
like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Full
on a
scenes.
mainstream set for like
You're on a mainstream
20.
set. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like so they're lighting that sex scene. They're lighting it. They're putting
How
all.
long did you dry hump for? Like 4 hours?
but that's the other thing is softcore sex scenes. If you watch them, are very short. Like
Yeah.
if you watch like a softcore Skinemax movie,
Yeah.
the sex scenes themselves are only like each scene is only like 2.5-3 minutes. Like it's not
Yeah.
long at all.
You know what? Speaking of softcore, though, I don't know why I think it. Maybe it's because we're such good friends, or I don't know why. But anytime we ever work together, and usually it's for Quasar too, but he always gets so pissed because we'll go to do softcore, And we go into it, you gotta act like, oh yeah, you're going in, and it's like, oh, right. And you're like, oh, and then we both cut and we just die laughing like 5 times just because it's so fucking funny to me. Well, I don't know why. It's so funny. Softcore's funny.
Like I told Mike today, I was like, there's nothing more because male talent can kind of start to get like a bit of an ego. Yeah. Right. Because it's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking all these hot,
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't because she's getting paid. Right. Like it's not. But like, there's nothing more humbling than if you think like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Right. And so what you do is you fuck and then you pop and then everybody gets like, get a drink, whatever. Then you go back and you do the softcore. Mm-hmm. Nothing's more humbling than like having your flaccid penis like hit up.
So everyone knows, note, softcore is no penetration.
Right. You're not.
It looks
so
like
you
real
just
sex,
came,
but,
so your dick is not hard, and it's just
literally...
like it's just hanging there, like just like nothing.
It's a noodle.
It's a fucking
around.
Noodle. So like you go from like thinking you're kind of a stud to fucking
like,
this
fuck
chick
yeah.
to now you're like we're in Spoon, and I'm just like humping her with my flaccid, dried up penis, and she's making the exact same sound she was when I was actually fucking her. You're like, it's so maybe funny. Thank you, Mike, for the check.
Yeah. You're like okay.
It's just it feels so. And
so I wasn't that deep in you fucking liar. Like,
and then yeah. Like, and if it's a girl, like sometimes you just want to go home. But sometimes if it's like a girl you feel like you're like really into, you're like, yeah. Like, I'll be like, hey, Mike, can we pop after softcore? And he just looks at me, he's like, fuck you. Like, this is not a dating service, right? Because you just want to fuck more. And he's like,
you're like, come on, man, I can't pop yet.
Right.
You're lying.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I remember the first girl I ever had a genuine crush on that was a performer. She was such a cunt. Her name was started with a K. Not Kinsey. I can't remember. This is live, so like I don't want to kill the.
Yeah, no, you're.
But fine. God, I can't. It's so funny how like I can't even remember. Like I cried over this girl. Like
really?
Oh yeah. Like I was like into her hardcore.
Oh my god.
Because she was the first girl I ever fucked, because I lost my virginity to a hooker.
Oh my gosh.
In a brothel.
Wow.
And so the third time I ever had sex was on camera. Like
not losing your virginity in a brothel. Rewind for a second. Was that your choice, or did you have
because
friends
I was
with
remember like the whole Chelsea thing?
Yeah.
So like I was waiting because I was a virgin.
Yeah.
So I was waiting. I wanted to have sex with Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I was still in that mindset that I was going to win her over. And then there was a point where I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe if you fucked somebody,
give it up.
Maybe if you fucked somebody, you wouldn't be so hung up on this chick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I picked this hooker out on up. It's like an Eddie Murphy story. So I pick her out online on the website.
Oh,
right?
Not in person.
On like the Chicken Ranch website. And man, I show up to this Chicken Ranch and I'm looking around. There's some girls. I'm like, oh, she's hot. Keep in mind, I've never had sex, so like this. I'm very nervous. Like anybody is like, oh my god, I couldn't believe
it's weird. Usually you can pick them out in person.
That girl's hot. You can.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
But you were like,
because I was like,
I want her.
I pick out this girl. I get there and she looks like it feels like something out of like a Tarantino film. But like she looks like if you were like, I need to cast a girl who looks like a hooker who's done drugs for 20 years. Who should I cast? Be like, that one that Ryan's about to lose his virginity to. And we're sitting on the bed and I'm counting out money and she's like, yeah, it'll be this, sweetie. And I'm like, and it was a horrific experience.
It was like one of those Tonight's Girlfriends.
Oh, it was
scenes
no.
The girl's counting the money.
No. Because it was like, and then she, like, even if you are not attracted to the girl, if it's the first time you've ever had sex, you're gonna come really quickly because like you've never had nothing.
Yeah, but you're not attracted.
And then the second time I had sex was at a brothel, a different brothel, who I picked, and it was even worse. So then I didn't have sex for like 5 years.
Oh my god, that's so long.
So then, that was when I was 23, and then I waited till I was 28. So then, I had sex with a porn star.
Mm-hmm. And this is the one that you cried over?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So then, so that was the third time. So the fourth time I ever had sex was on camera, and it was like, because I did a BJ scene, and I did real. I did really good.
You did good for a BJ scene? What?
I killed it.
Oh, those
Killed
are
it.
hard, dude.
Killed it.
Fuck yeah.
And the director was like, hey.
For anyone who doesn't know, a BJ scene is a blowjob scene.
It's where you just lay there.
Yeah, it's typically 10 minutes or less. I'm guessing for you it was 5.
So I did, no, it was the whole time. So I did the scene, and then the guy after me canceled. And so the director's like, hey, you want to do another one? And I was like, yeah. Right? Because I didn't have sex ever. So I did 2. And so the director is thinking, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
It's his first day on camera. He does 2 scenes. Like, his dick gets hard twice. Does like.
He has no idea that this
guy's,
like,
but he doesn't know that.
Virgin.
Right. So then he goes, you know what? I've got a gig that I'm possibly going to be like a new directing gig.
Yeah.
Like, we know how that is when somebody's getting a new. And he
Yeah.
goes, if I get it, like, I'll use you.
Yeah.
As one of the guys.
Yeah.
So he says he's going to use me. So he says, but he goes, hey, the thing is he goes, you got to start tanning, because I was super pale. He's like, you got to start tanning.
Look at you now. Look at you
Right.
now, you little tan
Right.
god.
So he's like, so I was like, okay, yeah, man, don't worry, I'll start tanning. But like, I didn't, because I was broke. I can't afford tanning,
Aw.
right?
Yeah.
And so then a month and a half goes by, and then he calls me. He goes, hey, I got a scene for you Saturday, right? It's like I don't know, it's like Wednesday. He's like, I got a scene for you Saturday, boy girl scene. I'm like, oh my god, here we go.
Did you get a spray tan?
No, I wish. So I was like, oh fuck, I haven't tanned myself. So Friday night, I go to CVS, the corner. I'm sorry, it was Walgreens, at the corner of fucking like Olympic and like Beverly Glen. I was living in Century City, and I buy a bottle of spray tan. And I'm in my studio apartment bathroom, spraying myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, and I go to bed. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, it probably looks so good, dude.
And I show up on set, and the director is doing this. Like, this is the camera, right? He's like this.
You were like orange.
He's like, hey, are those lines on my camera or on you? I was like, I think they're on me. He's like, cut. And he told me so. He's like, what? He just looked at me. It was Barrett. He just looks at me, and he's like, he just stares. He doesn't even say anything. Like, I wish I could say something funny he said, but he just stared at me. Like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And when there's like nothing to do, so we just did it. And then like, we're doing the sex. Keep in mind, I've only had sex 4 times. This is the 4th time I've ever had sex. And I'm like, this is like porn. This is not like just fucking in the dark. Like, you're supposed to perform.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how to have sex.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
Oh, were you doing one of those?
No, I wasn't even like, like, when you don't know how to have, like, we forget because we've had so much. But like, when you don't know how to have sex, like, you don't know how to have sex. It's not like, oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like, you're not doing anything at all. Like, you're fucking, like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Like, he's like, what are you doing? Like, genuinely, like, that's what he said. He's like, what are you doing? Because all he had seen was me do the 2 BJ scenes, right? And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I was like, this is only the 4th time I've ever actually had sex. And he's just like,
oh shit.
because he's got a directing gig on the line, and he's using me.
Yeah.
And like, so anyway, they never used it. Like, we shot the whole scene, but like they didn't use it. They didn't use the scene. And yeah, so like, I literally, but then I didn't go get a girlfriend. Like, I just started getting, like, I learned how to have sex like on camera. Mm-hmm. Like, I never, like, that's how I learned how to have sex, which is
I thought you were
really
gonna say
weird.
you went to the brothel like 10 more times.
No, I just started doing like BJ scenes, but then BJ scenes with like one sex position, so you don't need to like master it, so you get like more comfortable. But then, like, it's not like I was having sex off camera. There was no OnlyFans. There was no like all practical. Like, it was just like, so. I mean, the first couple years of my content, like, if you want to see some bad sex, like, yeah,
that's what I feel like about my shit. Like, when I first started, like, my first like probably year and a half, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not, when you're fucking
you have no idea what you're
off
doing.
film, you're not worrying about opening up for a camera. You're not worried about
or
the
like
lighting.
looking good. Like, how does your body? Like, how do you,
like,
you know?
make sure you suck in because you look like you have 5 guts right now. What the fuck?
Right.
And you have 4 chins. Stop doing that.
Right.
Like,
Stop being you. Like,
yeah. Do not be yourself. Like, don't be yourself.
Right. Just don't be you.
Don't even breathe.
Don't breathe. Can you? Well, like, as a guy, they're like, there was a running joke because before I had like a lot of plastic surgery, but before all my plastic surgery, Asa, Kira, and I had a running joke because Wicked Pictures would use me a lot. like a lot. Like that was my company.
Mm-hmm.
And they put me the first 5 times I was on a box cover. Like that used to be a big deal. Now it's nothing. But like that being on a box cover was like a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And the first 5 times they put me on a box cover, they cut my head off.
Oh.
Like intentionally.
They just
like
used your body?
Yeah.
Aw.
And I was like. Yeah.
So your running joke was like, we don't.
Yeah,
because
it was like they don't want to use my face. And finally, the first time they used my face, they put the word "wicked" like over my face.
Oh, I will say one of the hottest box covers though, with me and you on it for Wicked.
Right. Was the thing for Mike.
With the I.
I know what you're talking.
I
know what you're talking
I
about.
love or
yeah,
some
yeah,
shit
I know
like
what you're
that.
talking about.
That was a really sexy.
Yeah.
And remember too when we were taking the photos, we were on the floor and I'm like, this is gonna look so dumb, and it looked so good. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's some bad like when you first start like a girl whose name I won't use because she doesn't like the industry anymore. She told me, she said being in porn is like a bad high school yearbook photo that never goes away. Because like so much porn is like horrible. Like porn is not good. Like you would never like it's not high quality. Like it's all blown out and flat and like everything's like it's so shitty.
I will say this. I wish we wouldn't shoot in 4K.
I just wish we would not shoot at like the way we shoot.
I've seen some stuff in 4K and I'm like, you can literally see every single thing on someone's body.
It sucks. Like
it makes a bruise look really bad, or like a cut, a scar, a mole, or freckles, or anything. Or like, oh my god, I forgot to shave one little hair on my butt, but now it looks even crazier in 4K.
People have really bad taste though. Like I don't think you guys know this because you're watching like your fans, but you guys have like really bad taste, which is fine. Like I'm not judging like you. It's like as a whole, like humans. Like you have like really bad taste.
Ryan, I'm about to kick you off. You're throwing shade.
No, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying like they probably don't know because they just think they like what they like, but like what you like is pretty bad. Like it's because it's what we have to keep shooting, and it's fucking horrible.
Oh my god.
Like it looks so because like you can shoot something that's really artistic and good, and your fans like and I can be like jerking off like right at the edge of this desk, like blown out, and like you can see like you said like a scratch. I'm like that's so fucking hot. Like that one was hot.
Yeah.
Like they want that like real. They want that.
Some of the worst scenes that I've ever done, in my opinion, have literally been nominated for awards, and I'm are you
the first sex scene that I got nominated for was like a chick pissed all over me, like pissed all over for like an hour. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, she pissed all over you once. Like, no, the entire crew by the end of the film, by the end of the scene, he's laughing because he knows what it's like, was like doing this because it reeked of urine, and she was hammered, and she's like, she's like, I'm squirting again. Like, no, bitch, you're
like, I smell the whiskey. Like,
I'm covered in Bud Light right now. So,
Bud Light.
Like she was
Bud Light piss and glowworms.
She was pissing everywhere. And the fucking dumbasses at AVN are like, yeah, that was a great scene. Be like, well, you like people at AVN, like you think you guys have bad taste. People at AVN, I always say that's like AVN is like if you had like Stevie Wonder judge like a painting competition.
Oh my god, Ryan.
Like. By the way, these are Ryan Mclane thoughts, not Kinsey Taylor thoughts.
I'm just an innocent bystander.
But they are. They're like a bunch of trolls who never have sex, and like they're the ones who know what's good. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to ask you one more question before we go. When was the last time that you did something for the first time? I'll ask it again because it's a twister. When was the last time that you did something for the first time? Keep hitting the table.
What was that, like a bell?
No. You're up.
Last time I did something for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I just started traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So like what?
You just started, yeah.
I did. I started in 2020.
Yeah.
When no one else was.
That's not just starting. It's 2022.
Yeah, but I don't know.
For anyone who doesn't know, Ryan's a globe setter over here. He hates society.
The way you
but loves traveling the globe.
I do. I like going to all the places where people are. I love Africa.
Your photos of Africa of the giraffes. I was almost in tears. I'm not gonna lie.
Which one did you
giraffes.
see? Because did I send? Do you know I went to the Giraffe Manor?
Yes, and that was I commented on that one, or I was DMing with you, and you were like, "Yeah, it's really expensive, and I shouldn't stay here, but I'm staying another night or something like that."
It's so expensive. It's $2,000 a night, and
What? Is
I
it
was
just at this specific spot, or Africa's
yeah,
expensive
because the giraffe.
in general?
No. Yeah, it's really Kenya's really expensive.
Stupid. Anyway, ignore my question. I'm allowed one blonde moment a day, okay?
It's okay.
Shut your damn mouth.
It's basically like, like.
So you just started traveling, and where was your
I
first
thought the
place?
Giraffe Manor was going to be really, like, I was afraid because it's so Instagram influencer-y.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was going to be like very like, I was afraid it was going to be like that thing where everybody who's there is really fucking annoying.
Dense. Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah. You're like, I want to actually enjoy this.
Yeah,
and...
so I was afraid that I had nerves the night before because I was like, because let me put it, when I say 2,000 a night, like the rest of my entire trip was less than the one night at the Giraffe Manor, right? So like that's how comparatively how much. I was like, man, I really hope I'm not like I don't know how much you guys think we make. Like I don't make that. Like $2,000 is a lot of money to me.
Yeah.
So like
it's a lot of money.
But sometimes I think people in porn are like loaded. It's like
I know one time I Googled my net worth and it was like 8.9 mil, and I was like, fuck yeah, drinks on me, everybody.
In Doge.
Yeah. I was like, I wish that was my net worth.
Right.
Anyway.
So I was very nervous. I was like, man, I really hope this is not and it was worth every penny.
Yeah.
What makes it so expensive is it's an old English Tudor style home that they transformed into a resort hotel. So there's only 6 rooms. So like they built 2, so there's a second one. Like I stayed in the original, but there's a second one which is another 6 rooms. So like at the maximum amount of time they have is like 25 people at the Giraffe Manor.
That's really cool though.
Yeah, so when the giraffes come, like it's never like, and they have a third place, but like if you're in the third place, you can't come to like you
can't come to the high roller area.
No, not the high roller, but
Get
like like the high tea, like that.
I love high tea time in London, just saying. But anyway.
But so you're feeding the giraffes, and there's one.
I love watching them eat because they're just like with their tongue.
And
I've
the thing
fed
is
them
too
so
is
many times.
when you're feeding a giraffe, you think of giraffes as long and lanky, and like you realize when you're doing
they're
that,
huge.
Like, they're also very strong.
Oh yeah.
Like they're real, like wild animals.
I love watching them fight when they're
Yeah.
hitting their necks on each other.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So first thing I know that that's a long time, but like I started traveling the country, so I left the country.
It's still a cool thing though.
But
for everyone who doesn't follow you on your social media that you don't use, but you can still promo it and your OnlyFans and all that jazz, what is your social media and your other links?
So the thing it's you talk for a living? No, I fuck. You fuck, yeah. Like I'm a whore.
What are your fucking social media links?
State of Ryan.
Okay.
On Instagram, it's State of Ryan.
State. STATE. State.
Yeah, of Ryan. And that's what I don't actually. I post on my stories. I don't post anymore actually on there because I think it's I put a lot of money and time and effort into my photos, like my travel photos that I'm launching, and I'm like, why would I give them out for free? Like, go fuck yourself.
They look great. Do you bring a photographer with you, or you take them yourself?
Occasionally, I'll hire a photographer, like in whatever country I'm in. Like if it's like when I went to the volcano, I hired a photographer because I was like, I need this to be epic, and I can't get the shot that I need.
Yeah.
And it was actually really smart. It's actually really smart to hire not I want to say really smart because it's very expensive to do that, but it's a good thing when you hire a professional photographer in another country. It's an automatic like tour guide of like, but not somebody who's showing you the tour spots, but somebody's like, hey, this is how you get here. This is how you get there.
Yeah, they'll give you like heads up of different things and places to avoid and maybe cool spots to try to eat.
But mostly it's myself.
Yeah.
And I keep breaking my drone. I've broken.
I heard about that. Your drone breaking on your face.
Yeah, I flew it in my face
in the wind.
And Iceland is no fucking joke.
I actually seen him when he got back, and he had like a gash.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at the fact that you had the gash, but it just when you told me the story, how funny it was, and you're like, it seriously hurt.
Oh, it knocked me out. Like it knocked me off my feet. Like it knocked me. Like I woke up like.
I was like, oh, that's funny though.
Covered in blood, like covered in blood.
Oh my god. What is your OnlyFans link?
You know, I returned that drone.
You did?
Yeah.
You were like, this fucking hurt me.
I was like, it doesn't work. I cleaned it up and I was like, it doesn't work.
Because
I broke it.
Scam artist.
It was Amazon. Like what? Come on.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. So yeah, State of Ryan.
Your OnlyFans link.
As Ryan Mclane. MCLANE? Do you have like a thing where my name comes up?
No, I'm not that fancy. It's
I was on Jessa Rhodes' podcast and she had a thing where my name popped up.
That's so cool. That's awesome. I'm not there yet, so
you know
whatever.
what though? Honestly, I love Jessa, but the ambiance here,
great.
the ambiance here is better. I like this vibe because I checked your stuff out to like see what the vibe was like.
Well, my following's still growing, but it's fun and I love it, and I do like it in here. It's really chill.
Why are you just now close to me now that we're ending?
I don't know. God, Ryan, stop telling everybody I'm getting close to you. Okay, so everyone follow his Twitter and Instagram at State of Ryan.
Yeah.
And search Ryan Mclane on OnlyFans. And is there anything else you'd like to promo?
Please follow my State of Ryan because I'm getting ready to do something with it. So like, if you could follow that, that'd be cool. But if not, like honestly, I just follow her. Like keep following her because she's cool. Keep supporting her.
Follow his Instagram, State of Ryan. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.